The Doberman Pinscher is admired for its loyalty, elegance, and unmatched protective instinct. But beneath that loyalty lies a tension that many owners underestimate until it's too late. And when that tension erupts, the world sees what no family ever wants to face: what happens when a Doberman snaps without warning. To most, the Doberman is the perfect guardian. It is sleek, intelligent, and always on alert, a dog that seems born to protect. But the very traits that make it legendary are the same traits that can make it terrifying. Because a Doberman doesn't just wait for danger, it anticipates it. This anticipation is both its greatest strength and its hidden risk. When a Doberman predicts a threat and reacts, it often does so faster than its owner can intervene. That is what makes the snap so frightening. To human eyes, it looks like it came from nowhere, when in truth the signals were there all along. A hard stare that lingered too long, muscles that stiffened under the skin. A silence that felt heavier than usual. To the untrained, these signs are invisible. But to the Doberman, they are everything. It was warning and no one listened. And when its warnings go ignored, it doesn't hesitate. It acts with full commitment because hesitation is not in its nature. This is why experienced trainers stress respect for the breed. The Doberman doesn't forgive missed signals. It demands clarity before intensity boils over. But most owners never learn this lesson until it's too late. They assume love will be enough, when the Doberman is measuring leadership, not affection. When the dog feels its owner cannot lead, it assumes responsibility itself, and that responsibility is what ignites the snap. This is not aggression born from malice. It is protection gone too far, instincts misfiring in the absence of direction. The breed's history explains why. Created in the late 19th century, the Doberman was designed as a personal bodyguard, fast, decisive, and unflinching. That wiring never disappeared. Modern Dobermans still carry the instincts of a dog expected to make life and death decisions in seconds. When leadership is weak, those instincts overwhelm the household, and when they explode, it feels like a time bomb detonated without warning. Families describe it as betrayal. One moment the dog is loyal, the next moment it feels like an entirely different animal. But betrayal isn't the truth. The dog didn't change. It simply acted in the way it was bred to because no one else was in charge. The aftermath of these moments is devastating. Families lose trust, children grow fearful, and homes that once felt safe become filled with tension. And shelters fill with abandoned Dobermans labeled unpredictable, not because the breed failed, but because the family failed to see the warning signs. The truth is brutal. Dobermans rarely snap without cause. They snap when their signals are ignored and their environment fails them. But the perception is different. To outsiders, it looks sudden, shocking, and unprovoked. And that is why this breed terrifies those who don't understand it. Because they don't see the layers of communication. They only see the explosion. Yet in the right hands, the explosion never comes. Structured training, respect, and clarity channel the Doberman's intensity into loyalty instead of chaos. This is why experienced owners call the breed breathtaking. They see a guardian so devoted it feels like part of their soul, not a dog waiting to erupt. The paradox is clear. The Doberman is either the most loyal shadow you'll ever have or the most overwhelming force you'll ever face. Which one it becomes depends entirely on you. Because the Doberman doesn't bend to your lifestyle. It forces you to rise to its level, or it exposes you. And once it exposes you, the bond changes forever. Trust is broken, fear takes root, and the relationship rarely recovers. So what happens when a Doberman snaps without warning? The household learns a lesson it can never forget. It learns that love without leadership means nothing. It learns that affection without structure creates danger. And it learns that a breed designed for anticipation will never forgive hesitation. That is the brutal truth no breeder advertises. The Doberman is not failing families. Families are failing the Doberman. Extraordinary in the hands of leaders, unforgiving in the hands of the unprepared. And that is why the question will always linger. What happens when a Doberman snaps without warning? The answer is devastation for the weak and unshakable loyalty for the strong.